Hello, greetings, good day. Here we are. I want to try something a little bit different here. I was just reflecting on the subject matter for this video, and I sat down. I think the premise for me wanting to record something is how good I feel in my body. I feel good today. Finished a yoga session, treated my body by listening to it and stretching it out, and doing some breath work, and I feel good in my heart. I feel good in my body. I feel good in my mind. And it's during that stage that I can usually connect to the infinite and just receive whatever's coming through. So sometimes, or quite often, when I'm in that state, I want to record it because I feel like if it's valuable for me, it might be valuable for other people. And I sat down to record this and nothing came right away. There was no subject matter, content, or whatever. So I decided to just walk around in the yard, put my feet in the grass, and just have a little self-conversation, or a conversation with the infinite with, hey, I feel good. I'm in a receiving mode. If there's a message that wants to come through or a topic to discuss today, I'm open to it. But also, I respect that if it doesn't come through, it doesn't need to be my desire that drives me sharing a message today. And I think I found my topic that way by just talking through that, because again, and I've said this before, but I don't make these videos to benefit. Like if my motive is to help other people, I think I need to make sure what intentions, I need to reflect on what intentions are behind that. Because if I'm getting value by helping others, there's like a bit of a good boy mentality, or like, aren't I doing good in the world? And I don't need to be doing that. It's more of the authentic expression of how I feel right now, and by that manner, it's a win. There's no attachment or end result on the other side of that I'm desiring or requiring to feel good, or to feel approved of, or happy. And so that's the conversation today, is authenticity, and how to be unattached to end results and just move about the world. I think in my journey, it was shocking to realize how many attachments I had to the actions. The purpose of my actions were to get another result after that, and that's an exhausting way to live. I didn't know it was exhausting until I knew it was exhausting, and then I didn't know why it was exhausting until I knew why it was exhausting. I think it's about giving myself, or allowing others to give me, the permission to live a different way. Well, what does that even look like? And maybe that's what we talk about today. So here we are. That was a bit of an intro to the topic, but this authenticity, I think it starts in the body, and there's a lot of spiritual illusion out there with channeling this guide or connecting to this higher power, like outside of ourselves, right? Like already that is operating from a place of separation, with I'm here and that thing is there, when in reality it's inside of us. Like we are that thing. So embodiment is such an important part of my practice. That's why I do yoga and breath work, is because there are sensations going on right here, and quite often we are in denial of our circumstances, our surroundings, and the way that we feel about those things. And then we think the answers are somewhere out there that we don't have access to, or we can't quite figure out. It's all right here. It's all right here, baby. So the authenticity requires a presence, and that's the first thing. That's what I do in my coaching sessions. That's the most benefit I've gotten from receiving coaching and other sessions, is, hey, let's take a couple deep breaths here and let's tune into what's present, because we can be up here with mind stuff, and that's okay, and that is some of the stuff that we're present to. But when we take a deep breath, and maybe we could do that together right now, I invite you to do that. Breathe out through the mouth. We'll do one more together and hold it at the top. Hold, and exhale through the mouth. And on the exhale, just let your body relax and go limp, and feel how good it feels to just be present. Even if there are pains, or even if there are things that don't feel good, it feels good to be present. And already we're cultivating a practice of reality, of authenticity, because we're being real and present to what is here right now. And as someone who is a recovering spiritual illusionist, meaning chasing things outside of myself and wanting to figure out how to be psychic and wanting to understand how to connect to that deity or that archetype, it's all right here, baby. It's all right here. So before recording this, I knew I would get to this point, and now this is the mystery walk. The exciting part of the trust is that I don't know what's going to come out next, but I know I had to get to this point to declare that. And now, through my own presence of my own body and practicing what I preach, I'm just going to tune in and see if there's more message. And there might not be. That might be the message today. It might be complete. But as opposed to wondering if there's something of value that I can teach you who might be watching this, I'd rather, what feels better to me is, hey, is there any other authentic information that, as it flows through me and as the God force uses me to articulate it, benefits me as well? Is there something that, and you can hear me laughing, there's a joy to this, and that's what I enjoy about it. Isn't that funny that the word joy is embedded in the word enjoy? So let's do that. Let's tune in. And at this point, yeah, this is cool because what is happening here is just I'm touching base, I'm connecting into my intuition. And it's not up here, but when I feel my body, things will pop in up here. It'll feel like a thought, but it's really not mine. It happens inside my head, but it's not mine to possess. And when it feels good, I naturally get words to articulate. We talked about the art of articulation in past videos. So what feels right to just, briefly touch upon today is the joy and the enjoy part of authenticity. Because that is also an attachment if you're wanting to be authentic so that you can have more joy. Part of authenticity is being present with your pain and your suffering and the things that you're going through and being honest about those things. And again, we're looping back to other videos, but I've made another video about having joy, experiencing joy through suffering. And all I meant by that, because I can certainly gaslight people by making a statement like that. I'm aware of that. But what I want to make sure there's an understanding of what truth is embedded in that. How can you possibly have joy in suffering? And it's more about the joy of being authentic and the joy of being real with what you're actually present to. And we are escape artists and masters at running. It's fight or flight, right? So fighting something, being angry, being abrasive, confronting, being confrontational to something, or avoiding it and numbing out and using different crutches to feel better, because some of the authentic stuff that we're present to when we're present does not feel good. So the joy comes in there's truth. The authenticity is the joy of being honest with what I'm going through, because there's a bit of a surrender, a humility. This is why it's important for people to be witnessed in this, I believe. This is my belief. And I think the first step is to witness yourself in it. You don't need, because if you need somebody else to witness you, then there's a bit of that approval seeking, or, hey, aren't I doing good? Or aren't I doing this right? Tell me I'm doing a good job. I need to hear that affirmation. We need to give that to ourselves. That's another piece of the authenticity of the purification of intention here. So as I'm recording this, it's making me, it's a bit of a stage, and there's a performance that I'm putting on. But I would rather have the performance be from a place of authenticity. There's still a performance. We can ixnay the performance from the ego place, but we can't throw out all performance. There's still a showing up that happens that is required in our lives. So it must come from somewhere. So why don't I, if I have the choice over it, I'll choose to have my performance come from the realest part of me. And we can call it something else. We don't have to call it performance, right? Because maybe by nature, performance implies that there's some part of I don't know, cover up, or like awareness of how I'm being perceived, so I'm purposely acting in such a way so that I am perceived in a way that might be valuable to me. But I think, let's just keep using the word, there's a performance even in your authenticity. Why did I start to share that? Oh, just to be witnessed in it. So I'm witnessing myself as I'm doing this. That was my point. I'm witnessing myself speak through this topic right now. Have a little joy come through it, like all the irony of it, because I am recording it and other people are going to be watching it. There's just so many layers to it, right? So we can get down all these rabbit holes, but let's stay grounded. Let's stay present to what we're present to, and maybe take one more deep breath. I'll just do this one on my own. If you want to join me, you can. Yeah, I think it is the reason that I'm coming to do this now after doing my yoga and the breath work and feeling good in my body is that I want to anchor it in and get to bring it to other parts of my life. I think so often my practice is here and then the rest of my life is here, and I look forward to, or maybe even put my practice on a pedestal, and there's a bit of a ceremony. I might light a candle before I do yoga, or whatever. I think just setting up a yoga mat and removing myself from other people is a ceremony, if you will, if we use that word. So at a certain point, that ceremony is done. I roll up the yoga mat, put it back, and then I go do something else, send an email or interact with a family member or a friend. And I think being careful here, but it's not like the purpose, but it is like it's an evolution of blending. You don't want to be different people, different places. So I want to take the good that I feel, the authenticity that I feel on the yoga mat, into the rest of my life, and not just have this be a recording that gets captured and then that's the performance, but like my performance continues after, because you're seeing this in this video as authenticity, but I go be authentic after this as well and perform in my authenticity with my relationships. It's just crazy how this all unfolds. I didn't know I was going to say any of that, so that it's just, there's a bit of humor to it, and that is also part of the joy. So did I close all the loops? Yeah, I think just feeling good in the body or being present with the body is the baseline. I want to make that clear. You don't have to do yoga, you don't have to do breath work, but I would recommend finding some sort of practice where I wouldn't recommend, right? See, I'm trying to give help to other people. It doesn't matter. If this resonates with you, great. But what works for me is to get this thing on board, and to, like, this is what I have, and I want to treat it the right way. And the best way I found to do that is to breathe into it and to talk to it, and talk to my body. Hey, it's going to be okay. Hey, I'm aware that we feel this sensation that doesn't feel so good. Hey, my knee hurts. What do you need from me? What can I do for you? It's funny to say that, but it's also funny to realize it talks back. It gives me answers. So I'll be crazy first, and then be witnessed in the crazy. So does that feel complete? How awkward the pregnant pause. People don't know what to do in the silence and the stillness. It's also a sign of a healthy nervous system to be able to sit still and just let things be quiet. Because what that does is lays the foundation for what needs to come in, and nothing's coming in right now. So that's how I know to end it. So thank you, and until next time.